Welcome to today's Huntington Bank Live Chat. I'm Bob McElligott, and I'm joined by Blue Jackets forward Nathan Horton. And we're going to take your questions, so if you haven't submitted your question yet, feel free to go ahead and do that, and we'll get to your questions as we go along here today. First thing I have to tell you, I didn't dress up just because you're a big superstar, okay? Normally I'm very dressed down, but today is St. Patrick's Day, and I only have this one green tie, so I had to put that on. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think you look good. I forgot, I got my blue shirt on, so I don't know why I should have put a green one on.
Well, you know, who's thinking when you get up to come to work in the morning, right?
It's too early and cold.
I had a little bit more time to think before I had to come to work than you did. First question I want to ask you is simply this. How are you feeling? You missed half the season after your surgery. Now you've been playing day in, day out. It's been a lot of games, short period of time. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's been tough. I knew coming in what to expect, but it's not playing that long is tough to be back, and I'm still fighting it a little bit. My body's still not where I want to be. Obviously, I want to be able to be better. I want to be able to play better, and I know I can. And I think that's the thing that's frustrating. But I'm working hard, and I just continue to not get frustrated and stick with it, and know that I was out a long time, and it takes time, but I'm happy to be back. I'm having fun. I'm glad we're winning as a team, and in the end, that's all that matters.
Is it one of those things where you knew what you were getting into, but you really didn't know what you were getting into because you never missed that longer period of time before coming back in the middle of a season?
Exactly. I think that's the way it was. I mean, I knew what I was getting into, but I thought it'd be a lot easier, and it's definitely tough, and again, it's like I said, I know I can be better, and I'm just continuing to work hard and to find my game and to be able to help contribute more to the team. You talk about winning as a team. How nice is it for you coming in here and knowing that you don't have to do everything? You don't have to shoulder the whole load. You've got guys all around you that are finding ways to get it done. Well, I definitely knew that coming in. It's that's how we win our games. We're a team, and I think that everyone contributes, everyone plays, everyone he rolls four lines. We have great chemistry with our team, and that's what we've been doing in this last few weeks. And I look at our record, and I think we got to continue to do that, and make that push for the playoffs and get in the playoffs and really make some noise, because that's where we all want to be. All right, well, this isn't all about my questions. This is about your questions. So let's start to get to those questions right now. And the first one is coming from Eric, who says, what do you think of the city of Columbus and the people here? I love the people, and people are so nice. They're friendly. As I said when I first got here, that they thank you, please. That's how I was brought up, and obviously living here, I love it. Other than the cold weather right now, I've been around the whole world. Everywhere's been cold except for even Florida's been cold. So I think that's. I love it here, and I'm going to continue to love it here. I love playing hockey here, and my family loves it, and it's a great place. Is it nice to know that your first impression coming in, because you came in for that visit before you signed, isn't it nice to know that first impression was really the real deal, and that's the way things are on a daily basis? Yeah, it is. After being here this long, and 6-7 months I've been here now, and still enjoying it, still love it, and having a lot of fun, and I'm excited to spend a lot more time here, and obviously I got a few more years to be here, and we're all looking forward to it. All right, our next question is coming from Rockman, who says, as a player, being on a team that has to fight the last 16 games for a playoff spot, is it more stressful or more enjoyable experience to be sitting where you are right now? I think a little bit of both. I think not being in a playoff spot for sure is a little bit, you want to be in a spot, and you want to be able to, not take nights off, but know that you're in a spot. I think, but being in the playoffs and being in a spot where you don't know if you're going to be in the playoffs, I think that's exciting for us. And we obviously don't want to be there next year. We want to be in a spot that we can be already, and but we're there, and I think we control our own fate. That's what's good about it. You are, in that position. You're in the mix. They're talking about you, for crying out loud, which a lot of people that have followed this team know that by this time of the year, you're looking at the draft and the depth of the draft and who might be the first overall or who's going to be in the top 5. That's certainly not the case. But you've also dealt with this Eastern Conference, which
Jody Shelley's tried to warn me. One day you wake up and it's all good. The next day you wake up and it's all bad because somebody wins and you don't play, or you lose and somebody wins. It really is a seesaw, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing about it. You catch yourself, watching a lot of games, checking up the scores, checking the standings, and wondering, where you are that day and where you are the next day. But I think in the end, all that matters is that you win the games. You control what you do, and if you win games, and you don't have to look at the standings, you don't have to look who we're playing. It doesn't matter. We get 2 points, and I think that's what we want.
All right, next question is coming from Deirdre. She says, my son is 9 and he wants to take his game to the next level. Well, he's got lots of levels to go here, and you have to take them one at a time for sure. What advice can you give him, and can you talk about the importance of what he needs to eat to stay strong and healthy? I'm going to guess that whatever's on that list is not what a 9-year-old likes to eat.
Definitely. We'll start with that. I mean, I still don't really like it, but I have to eat it. I mean, you eat your veggies. Just eat as clean as you can. Obviously, try to stay away from fried food, but obviously you can spoil yourself once a week. I think everyone does. That's you have to keep yourself sane. But I think when you're 9 and you're playing hockey, I think you should just enjoy the game. It's a time of your life, or you don't have any pressure on you. You just want to go out and have fun, and you want to keep getting better. But you just take shots by yourself. You stick handle by yourself, and when you're 9, you love the game. So that's I think that's all what it's all about, is having fun.
When you were a kid, did you play anything besides hockey?
Yeah, I played lacrosse and baseball. Baseball, I kind of stopped a little bit early. I played lacrosse a lot. That was my summer sport. But as hockey got bigger and through summer hockey, I kind of switched playing hockey all year round and let the other sports go.
In your opinion, is it important for somebody, let's say they're 8 or 9 or 10 years old, is it important to do some different things? I know some kids will play hockey 12 months a year. They're on the ice all the time.
Yeah.
To me, I say, geez, that's a little bit much, but that's just me. Some other people feel differently. Do you think it's good to kind of get away, maybe do something else, maybe develop some other muscles?
I think so. I think a lot of the talk growing up when you play one sport, all year round, is you get worn out a little bit. I think that's true. I mean, you want to keep it fresh, you want to keep it fun, and I think enjoying yourself playing different sports, that helps.
All right, next question is coming from Cassidy Watson, who says, what is the most memorable moment that you've had while traveling to a game? While traveling to a game, very specific.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't get any questions here, so I didn't know.
Oh, no, this is all live. This is how you react. This is the real world, man.
I don't really know. I'm too focused to remember too many things. Not too many things have happened to me going to a game that I could remember.
Well, here's the funny thing about going to a game, and correct me if I'm wrong. On the road, let's say on the road, you get on the bus. It's funny because you go to the morning skate and it's kind of light. You come off the ice, everybody's going back to the hotel for lunch. There's a little bit of chatter, it's kind of light, guys are laughing. When you get on that bus to go to the game, it is zeroed in.
That's it. It's kind of, same routine day after day. Every time you play, it's kind of the same routine, so you don't really get too much memorable moments, that I think about. But it all is, obviously being where I am now and getting to, play in the NHL. That's, I think every day is, I cherish and I enjoy it. And, I think I just try to be memorable every day, I guess. I don't know.
Good answer. We're looking for honesty here. That's what we're getting from. That's what we always get from this guy, as a matter of fact. Blue Jacket 76 has the next question. It says, other than Nationwide Arena, what's your most favorite arena to play in? And you've pretty much been in them all now, and you spent more time in some than others. So what do you think? If you're not playing at home, where's the most fun place to be?
I think obviously in Canada, Toronto. I think Toronto, Montreal, those are great places to play, and they love their hockey. They're, it's sold out, it's loud, and every game feels like a playoff game, and that's really where I like to. I enjoy the most is playing in the playoffs, and going to buildings that are full like that and loud and really care about their team makes it fun for everybody.
Well, Montreal's on the list coming up this week. Thursday night you're playing there against the Canadiens. That is a tough place to play. It seems like it gets so loud there, the building almost shakes from the noise.
Oh yeah, every game, no matter if they're in the playoffs or not, it's packed and it's loud, and those are the games you want to be in. Those games you want to you want to show up and have a good game, and I think everyone enjoys playing in those barns.
All right, our next question is from Jerry Cherry. Really? Sounds like a flavor of ice cream, doesn't it? It says, Nathan, fantastic having you here in the Columbus community. Who was the best dressed at the Black Tie Blue Jacket event?
Like the guys, the team.
I'm just reading the question. I guess you could pick whatever you want.
I can't just pick one guy that was the best dressed. I think there was a lot of guys that were really good dressed, really well dressed. I mean, it looked like some of their wives picked their outfits out because they were so nice. I can't just pick one guy.
I know a couple of guys that might be offended by you saying that, because I know a couple of guys that probably picked everything to a T.
Yeah, there's some nice. I think everybody looked dressed really good for that night. It was a special night, and it was a lot of fun.
I'm just going to throw it out there. What was the sense of competition between guys like James Wisniewski and Brandon Dubinsky, who they take some pride in how they dress and what they wear?
I don't pay any attention to it. I just kind of go about my business, and let them talk about it.
See no evil, hear no evil, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go to our next question. It says, is there anyone who is especially funny on the bench during a game? Foligno looks like he's having a blast every game. That probably depends upon the score too.
Depends upon the score. Yeah, I would say of him too. He likes to. We like to joke around together. He's one of the guys that's makes it a lot of fun. Makes everyone joke on the bench or on the ice. He's a good character guy, a good guy to have in your room, and I think those are the guys that you really enjoy being around.
How many guys have you seen that can take the puck, put it on their stick, and make all those spin moves and create space for himself like Nick Foligno can? I
didn't realize how good of a stick handler Nick is. He's a special, controls the puck so well. He's so good at deking, and I can't even, my eyes don't follow it, so I'm not sure. I don't know how he does it, but it's definitely a special thing that he has to do with the puck.
All right, CBJ for Life has the next question. It says, Nathan, what did you do over the Olympic break?
I just relaxed. When I came back, I was, I got pushed in there a little bit. A lot of hockey, so I just kind of relaxed. I went to Florida with my family and enjoyed the sun and went swimming. And actually, I ended up playing hockey every day because my two kids wouldn't do anything without me, and all they wanted to do was just take shots on the net. So I pretty much took shots on the net and swam all day.
So you didn't have to be in the net, did you?
No, I don't go in goalie. My little one wants to go in goalie.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. But
need to talk him out of that as quickly as you can.
Yeah, especially, with no gear on, too, it's kind of, those pucks hurt.
Yeah. All right, our next question comes from Crystal. It says, what has been your most memorable CBJ moment or game so far? We're so early in the process, but what you've experienced so far, what do you remember the most?
Well, a couple of things. I think obviously my first game coming back and having that feeling of playing with Columbus and winning and I think that was a special feeling for me. I had a lot of fun. It was great to be back. But I think this whole since I've been back and watching and the streak kind of that we've been on, that winning games and making a push for the playoffs, it's been the most enjoyable part for me, and being a part of that, and I think that's it's been unbelievable, and I want to be able to, with the guys, I want to be able to keep that up.
All right, Michael would like to know, do you find yourself feeling more comfortable taking risks with the puck in front of a goaltender like Sergei Bobrovsky? Not that you plan to take a risk, but if it comes up and that's the only play that you have, how much more comfortable do you feel that it's that guy there in case something goes awry? And I guess you can really speak to this because the other night you happened to actually touch a puck that he had to kick away from the net. It almost went into the net, and he was able to bail you out there.
Well, I don't even know how he did that. That was
painful to watch, by the way.
A guy was I thought he was going to pass it over my stick, so I had my stick up a little higher, and he passed it, and I hit it, and I thought I was going to go in, went right in. Bob made an unbelievable save, but things like that, he's just he's got a really good chance of getting every puck. He's a great goaltender, one of the best in the world, I would say, and for him to be behind me and my teammates and our team, hopefully he can be back there for many, many years, because he's an unbelievable goaltender, and he's an even better person. And the saves that he makes is, I just haven't seen it before.
Yeah, when he made that, because I think that was on that one that you tipped, he actually had to extend the leg twice. He went out, and then he kicked it out a little bit further. And the more I watch the replay, the more sore I get.
Yeah, me too.
All right, next question coming in is from Grant. It says, how has the change of the net size this year has the change in the net size been noticeable for the players? Of course, they made it more narrow this year. You noticed anything with that?
You know, from watching when I wasn't playing, no. But when I'm on the ice now, yeah, I feel like, yeah, they got a lot smaller. I don't know, I don't know, maybe just because I haven't scored that much. But, yeah, hopefully, as we go along here, these next few games, I feel like that hopefully it feels like it will get bigger. But, I haven't really noticed it too much. It's, it's one of those things that, it's not a lot of difference, I don't think. But
of course, the one thing they talked about with making it narrower is the wraparounds and how quickly you can come around behind the net on the goalie. But it seems like most of the defensemen or everybody that has been able to adjust to it has adjusted to it. I mean, because it happens, the guys come around behind the net, but it still looks like everybody's ready for it.
Yeah, I guess there's been more goals on the wraparounds. You can see it's. I mean, you can tell. You guys quicker coming around, a little bit more of an opportunity to score. But you're right. There's always defenders there, and not too many times you can do that in the NHL. So yeah. I mean, it's not a big difference.
All right, Zach has the next question. It says, playing with Bob and the boys, how do you help provide leadership to this team and help to push it in the right direction?
Well, I think we're in the NHL. You should know how to know how to lead, know how to bring your game to the next level. I think I think it's I'm not really a raw type of guy. I think I try to do it mostly with what I do on the ice. But I think everybody has leadership qualities, and to be on a great team, you have to have everyone like that. And I just try to do what I do. I play with a lot of great leaders and a lot of great players, and I just try to do what they do, and I think it's just I don't really know. I mean, I guess it just from watching guys that I've played with, I think I've learned a lot and how to prepare for the game and get ready for the game and just little things like that.
Well, speaking of that, looking at your previous team, the Boston Bruins, and just I'm talking about the leadership value. What was the difference there? Because you had some guys. I mean, Zdeno Chara, he's a captain. He's also 8 foot tall on skates, right? So obviously he's a commanding presence kind of a guy. Then you got guys like Milan Lucic. What's the difference in dynamics between the way that room would be run and maybe the way things go on here?
I don't think too much difference. Obviously, you have the main leaders, but I mean, when you're in a team that is a good team, everyone becomes a leader. Everyone has a say. Everyone talks, and that's the way it is.
Fans like to talk about the lack of a captain on this team, and Todd Richards always talks about, we're going to do it as a group. They did it last year as a group. You guys have done it this year as a group. Do people from the outside put maybe a little bit more on that than you guys do in the room about that leadership and the lack of a captain, or is it just, as you said, one for all for one?
Well, right now, I don't think that's on anyone's mind. Our minds is making the playoffs, and eventually, obviously, every team needs to have a captain. But right now, I don't think that's something that anybody's thinking about. It's all about making the playoffs, and that's first and foremost.
Of course, when they were talking about that a lot more was earlier in the year when the team was struggling. Now that you guys are on a roll, you're absolutely right. There is one main focus, and it's got to be nice to have just that one main focus, isn't it?
Of course. I mean, less worries, less thinking. I think the better, and we're in the right direction. Like I said, and we'll just keep going forward.
All right. Let's see. Sam wants to know who is the biggest jokester on the team.
Oh well, I'm going to say Nick Foligno because like I said, you need guys like that on your team. It keeps it fun. It makes it fun and enjoyable to come to the rink, and it's a long season, and have guys like that. Just I think it's so much better. It makes it more fun for sure.
Ryan Johansson is a jokester in a different way. He needs to refine his craft a little bit, doesn't he?
No, we got a lot of jokesters that don't look like they're kind of quiet, but behind the scenes they're jokesters.
Well, I know this. When I'm doing an interview with somebody with Ryan Johansson in the room, he will do everything to distract them. And then when he goes out like he did the other night in Minnesota and scores the game winner in the shootout, you know everybody's going to get back at him at the same time.
Well, that's how it is. I mean, it's always you always get them back.
Yeah, absolutely. As well you should, too. Dave would like to know, the last week of the season is going to be quite intense. How do you think the team will deal with the physical demands of playing and traveling? And it was announced yesterday that that game against the Dallas Stars is going to be plopped right into that last week. You guys are going to have to play 5 games in the last week of the season, and that includes the last 3 of the regular season on the road. Can't do anything about it. You got to play them, but that's going to be a lot of games compacted into a very short period of time.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's the games that are, there's a lot of games, and a lot of tough travel, tough games. I think but we've been doing that all year. They've been, it's been a tough year with the Olympic year, and I think there's not much we can do about it, but play the games and play hard and finish the year off right, and that's what we have to do to be in the spot that we want.
The irony of that game is it will start essentially over. It'll be a 60-minute game, but you guys will lead 1-0 on the goal that you scored in that game before it stopped. That day, Rich Peverly is a guy that you know very well. You played with him with the Boston Bruins. When that whole thing happened, I would imagine that had maybe even more of an effect on you just because you have a personal relationship with the guy.
Of course, knowing the type of guy he is and playing with him and knowing his family and being around him for a couple of years, some those things you just never expect to happen. And when something like that does, and especially someone that I played with and known and talked to, and your heart sinks, and that definitely was tough and on everyone and to be there, but it's knowing that he's okay and feeling better, and it's even tough to talk about because it's but in the end that's all that matters is that he's okay and he's going to be okay.
I can come up with an easier subject from that game. You got that shot into the net beyond Tim Thomas. That's a guy you went up against in practice a lot of times. How much did that come into play in that, getting a chance to go up against him?
Yeah, it was definitely nice to score on him, and I didn't get a chance to say I scored on him or see him, but with what happened, hopefully starting the next game against him, I could score another one.
Probably, and you probably didn't even get a chance to tell him that he really needed to get some pads that matched his uniform because that was
those pads need to be changed for sure. I think he's got to know that too.
Well, I'm sure. If he doesn't know that, there's a very serious problem. Levon wants to know, what is the strangest superstition that you have seen from a player in the NHL? And you don't have to name any names.
Like I said, I've been around a lot of players, but I try not to think about it too much, and I try not to watch guys, how it is. But
do you have some?
No, I just stick to my same routine, same boring routine, and when things go good, you stick with it. And when it doesn't, you kind of throw it out the window. But I think a guy like Jaromir Jagr, maybe just his routine probably is just getting ready for the game and watching him. I think it's a little bit unique. I'm not sure. I don't know if I could say what he does, but a guy like him for sure.
He does a lot of unique things.
Yeah.
That is a guy, if you wonder why that guy has as many points as he does this year at the age that he is, all you have to do is be around and watch him in the way that he works. I saw him in New Jersey coming out with a weighted vest on and doing running after he had already skated in the morning. So he does those kind of things, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's such a great guy, and he does that. He does it by himself after the game, and I don't know how he does it, but he's such a big man, big guy, and it's guys still, when you watch him, you don't know, you just like, oh, how are you doing that, But he does it, and he's still going, and he looks like he's going to be going for a lot longer than just this year.
Yeah, he sure does. There's no doubt. Tim would like to know which player currently on the roster has the worst taste in music.
Oh, I can't. They're going to get mad at me if they see this, but I don't know. I don't really like dance music. Well, sometimes I do, but I think I don't want to say. I don't want to get them in trouble. But we'll just say number 13. I don't know. That's it, though.
There you go. There's your answer. You got the answer. the next question says, who has, now we're going to go one extreme to the other here. Who has the best music taste on the team?
Best music. Probably Brandon Dubinsky. I like, I like all his music. I think we like the same kind of music. So, but I maybe like a little bit more rock than him.
A little bit more. Who picks the music in the room?
I know we have a mixture. And another person I forgot, I would take back number 13 because his music's not bad, but that's all I could think of. But I'm going to throw number 24 in there. He's in the bad pile. So, yeah, I'm not really into his music.
Is he a dance music guy?
I don't really know what kind of music it is, to tell you the truth, but it's awful. So I forgot about him.
Aha! So there you go.
I love Cam's music.
See how things change so quickly, one extreme to the other. Alexandria would like to know, she says, I have to go to class, but my question is, do you have a favorite item at Tim Hortons?
Yes, I do. I love the chocolate double dip donuts. Especially in the morning.
Would that be that day that you're kind of?
I actually
you talked about today. Well, you talked about earlier. You have to eat right, and then you said sometimes you kind of.
Well, yeah, I guess today was my spoiled day. But
it's a good thing I reminded you so you don't mess that up tomorrow.
Especially when those are warm and they first come out, it's like there's nothing better.
Yeah. You're very passionate about that. I like that. Matt says, well, you kind of answered this. Matt asked if you have any pregame rituals. You talked about just doing your regular thing. What is your regular thing, though, on a game day? Are you a guy that you have to get a pregame nap? Do you get a chance to do that with young kids? How do you handle that on a home game?
Yeah, I usually nap at least an hour. When I was younger, when I was like 18, 19, I could nap for 4 hours and get up and feel great. But if I ever did that, I think I would, it wouldn't feel too good. So that hour, a little nap, little cat nap, we call it, and, it makes me feel good and just get back up. It's tough with kids for sure, but she helps me and keeps them busy. So
I got to ask you, this is a personal question because I just was talking about this last road trip. Do you ever fall asleep in the afternoon on the road, and then the entire time you dream that you're going to oversleep and miss the bus and not get to the game on time?
No, not no more. And when I was younger, but now I'm paranoid, so I'll make sure I always have my alarm set. And that's one of the things. I don't like being late and thinking about being late, so I always make sure that I'm taken care of.
I could set 2 alarms, and I still have those dreams, and I wake up more tired than I was when I lay down.
Those
so
are bad
I've
dreams.
almost just quit doing it. It's not even worth it. Let's see. What bands and music do you like before a game? I see you starting to get channeled one way here, but that's okay.
I'm kind of a mix. I like a little bit of rap. I like, but mostly rock. I like Linkin Park, that kind of music. Finger 11, things like that. Get you a little bit jacked up for the game.
Yeah.
We don't listen to that enough in the game or in the room, but we need more of it, I think.
I've said this to people, and I'll tell you now. I find it very strange that on every game, road games especially, because I go down to the dressing room to do post-game interviews, I find it very strange that I spend 3 hours hoping that I will hear Kesha at the end of the game. And Pitbull.
Yeah.
But I have to spend 3. I never thought I would say to myself, man, I really hope I can hear Kesha sometime tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the way it is, right?
That's the way it is. I don't pick the song, but I guess that's the way it is.
That as long as it's Blair, and that means everything went well.
Exactly.
All right. Guy would like to know, which pro athlete did you want to be when you were a kid?
Well, obviously I wanted to be a hockey player. I think growing up I wanted to be a guy like Eric Lindros was pretty big when I was little and always watched him and how big he was, and I think it was someone that I wanted to be like.
That guy, if you go back and think about him in his heyday, he was fun to watch.
He was a special player. I mean, he was so big that he was so much bigger than everyone else, and big 88, and nobody could. And he was so good with his hands, and he scored goals. He made passes. He made plays. He was a special player when I was young, and I liked watching him. So
yeah, and it's almost a shame the way things wound up for him.
Yeah.
When it was all said and done. Let's go to Colin's question. It says, "What are?" Oh, well, I kind of answered this. What's a go-to song after a victory?
That was that Keisha song.
Yeah. Timber.
I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a Keisha fan, but I mean, we enjoy playing it after.
It only lasts 3 minutes, and then you can play something else. Well, what happens is then the media comes in, they turn it down, and everybody's mad at us anyway. That's how that works. Abby would like to know, if you weren't a hockey player, what job would you have?
I probably have answered. I think I have answered this before, but I would be a police officer. I think you know, it's something like my dad, and you know, being around it my whole life, it's something that I think I would have fun with and I would enjoy it. And you know, I'm not a police officer, but if I wasn't playing hockey, I think that's what I'd be doing.
Hey, you know, Shaquille O'Neal played in the NBA, and he was doing some police work too. So,
yeah, maybe one day.
He also
You never
played,
know, right?
He also played a cop in an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
You should try to get that role.
Yeah.
That would be way better. So, all right. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for coming in and doing
you.
this. I appreciate it very much. You want to give us a little quick insight into tomorrow's game against the Carolina Hurricanes? What do you expect off of that? They've fallen off a little bit, but they're still looking for points. They'll be dangerous, won't they?
They're still looking for points, but I think you know, with our game and what we're doing, I think those points are huge for us. And we need every point that we can get, and you know, tomorrow's going to be a huge game, and we all know it. We're not looking ahead of them, and you know, those are going to be 2 big points.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much.
Thanks.
That's Blue Jackets forward Nathan Horton. I'm Bob McElligott, and thanks for joining us for today's Huntington Bank Live Chat.